coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to my games room. Today I'm going to get down to playing the game of Super Dungeon Explorer Lootimeter Mode Arcade. So what I'm going to be doing is something a little bit different in that I'm going to just be using the handheld camera to film the action as it goes. I think that before me trying to set up different camera angles and stuff is what's led to some of my technical issues. I'm still not as proficient as I'd like to be with all the camera work and stuff like that, but it's a learning process. So sit back and enjoy Super Dungeon Explorer Lootimeter Mode Arcade. Alright, so here's the board setup. If you'd watched the previous video where I explained the rules of how to play Super Dungeon Explorer Lootimeter Mode Arcade, and I still need to come up with an easier way to say that. Maybe like slam? No. Anyway, yeah, so I've come up with, I've pre-set up the board here with the monsters. So we're going to have the two shallow graves. Those are the paired spawn points. So we have the Dust Mages and the Death Knights here, and then we have the Necromancer with the Boneheads here. And this will be the hero starting point here, and everything is set up. So I'm not going to be going through a lot of what the characters do and things. I'm going to assume people watching this have a knowledge of this. This is more just a playthrough of the Super Dungeon Explorer Lootimeter Mode Arcade. As I'd said in the previous video, I'm going with the Sister of Light because she's good against undead. I want to try out the Tusk Raider because he's a really cool figure, and then one of my personal favorites is Nyan Nyan. The monsters, we have the Shallow Graves, paired spawn point, then the Pumpkin Patch. The mini boss is the Death Spectre, and the big boss is Von Drac. Because again, I want to show in this one how the transforming boss works in arcade mode. Alright, so I'm just going to set up the heroes and I will get right back to you. Alright, so here's the heroes set up. They are all adjacent to the spawn point because they can be on or adjacent to it. My basic thoughts are get rid of the spawn point as quickly as possible and maybe try and get the Tusk Raider out of the way because that angry Walrus thing, sometimes he gets angry and starts to attack the other heroes. So try and keep him at a distance from the other heroes, keep him sort of operating on his own. He's a tough character, so he can take a lot, so he's going to just try and keep his distance so that Walrus doesn't turn around and start getting all nasty towards the other heroes. So as always, heroes are going to start first, so I'm going to position the Sister of Light here in such a way that she can get right to that spawn point right away and use her ability to take it out. Although it doesn't say undead specifically on the Shallow Grave, being an undead spawn point, I'm going to say it's an undead model. Therefore, she can reroll her attacks using her Holy should she miss it. So she should be pretty safe in being able to take this one out. So she will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now she's adjacent to the spawn point, and she will roll 3 attacks against it. So I'll move this one over here. She rolled 2 with a potion, and the spawn point's armor is 1. So it's an armor 1 on the spawn point, so that's a hit. And rather than putting wounds down, I'm just going to continue to roll. That's a miss. She'll reroll. It's a hit. And her third attack. Wow, she crushed it. So this thing has been reduced to a fine powder. So the spawn point is removed, and that is the main objective of the heroes. Get rid of those spawn points, because otherwise it just becomes, well, they're infinite. The monsters are infinite unless you take those out. So I had the things pre-marked from before, so that, with the 1 wrath marker and the 2 wrath markers. So actually I'll just take that 1 wrath marker and add it to the Sister of Light because she destroyed a spawn point. So if you want to, look at this thing here, I'll try and get it in focus. Okay, well, so it says destroying a spawn point. It's actually going to be 2 wrath markers for her. So I'm going to take a 2nd wrath marker onto the Sister of Light, which means that she's likely to be the focus of the attacks here. So I will then, that was her 3 actions. And she gets a card, so she gets the Itty Bitty Wings, which adds +2 movement. This could be really handy. So she will put this in the backpack. So in the backpack currently we have the 3 princess coins, of course. The 3 princess coins, and now the Itty Bitty Wings. So we can add that at the end of the turn. So next up, I can choose now a second hero to go in the activation. So I can either choose the Tusk Raider, or I can choose Nian Nian. Okay, so some thought here. If Nian Nian goes in here, even trying to hit the Necromancer, take out the Elite, all the wounds will pass off to these things anyway, so there's really no point for Nian Nian to go after that guy now. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Tusk Raider, and the Tusk Raider will then move into here, and he's then going to use his charge ability, which takes 2 actions. Let's see if I can get that up there. So his the blubbery doom. So it's a Lance 6 charge with +1 red strength. So it takes 2 of his actions using swords. So it's 1 blue, 1 green, 1 red. He's got a 3 range too, so he's really awesome. 1 blue, 1 green, 1 red. And he's going to then Lance 6, which means he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right up into here. So he's going to go into the poison brambles, but that's a trade-off he's going to just be making. So he's hitting these 3 guys. So first off, that bonehead there. And the boneheads have a armor of 1. 1 is safe. The second one is dead, and the third one is also dead. Oh, now these boneheads, they will turn into bone piles like so. Now he's on top of this one, so he's there, which means he's now taking a poison token. So I'll reach over here into my handy case here, where about these things are organized, and he takes a poison token, which means he's going to lose 1 activation. I guess that means that ends his turn. My idea was that he was going to open that chest, but I didn't really sort of think that one through carefully enough. So that was, he was here, 1, 2, 3 movement. He has a total of 5, so he will go 4, 5 down to here, get a little bit more out of the way. You know what? No, 4, 5. He's just going to stay where he is, and he's going to crush that bone pile. So it takes 2 movement points to crush a bone pile, so he removes that 1 bone pile here from the table, and that's 1 less thing that the Necromancer could possibly bring back. So he killed 2 as well. So he killed 2 monsters. So he gets 2 wrath tokens, and he gets 2 things added. So we get Elven Bracelets with +1 dex, and we get another pair of Itty Bitty Wings. Alright, so let's add those to the heroes. The Walrus is very slow, so I like the idea of a winged Walrus. That just sounds funny. So we're going to add that to him. So he's got that one. And then the bracelet, +1 dex. You know, Nian Nian uses dex. So, oh, I'll go to her. That's a red slot, not a blue. So it goes up there. And then the Itty Bitty Wings will go to the Sister of Light. Alright. So now that's the end of the hero phase. So the heroes now goes on to the console phase. So we're going to start off the console phase by looking at spawning. So right now, everything that can be spawned is spawned here. There are a couple of, well, there was a couple of boneheads dead. Where's the other one gone to? Where did I put them? Oh, there. Okay, so there's 2 boneheads that are dead, but they cannot respawn because their spawn point has also been destroyed. So let's just put it back on the card. So 1 spawn point's been destroyed, so they cannot respawn in this area. They can only spawn in areas where the heroes are currently, the tile where they are currently, or in a tile adjacent to them. This tile is known as what's called disturbed. This tile has the other spawn point. This is where the boneheads can come back, but this tile hasn't been disturbed yet. It is disturbed when the heroes make it to tile 2. Then this tile will activate. So for now, these boneheads and the spawn point are just staying put. So we then look at the thing, and now that the spawning's been done, we're going to turn over the arcade card here, and we have Gauntlet, spawn, move 1, fight 1. So now the spawn, as I said, happens automatically. Now when you get a spawn result like this, if Von Drack was out, this is where he would then shapeshift into Nocturne. So it's a move 1 and fight 1. So all the monsters are going to move and fight. So in this case, what you're looking at is you're looking at the elite model. So there's only one elite on this board, and that is this one. So this one is going to want to fight, and it's going to fight because it doesn't indicate otherwise. It's going to go for whoever has the most wrath. Now the wrath tokens here, we see the Sister of Light has 2, the Walrus has 2, so it's going to just attack whoever's closest, in this case obviously Sister of Light. So the range on the Necromancer, so we look at the stats here. So the Necromancer does have the minions close by, so is going to have a range of 3 with a strength of 3 and 3 attacks. So we really do need to get rid of those acolytes, or the minions. So we have so it's range of 3, so 3, 2, 1, 0. So it's going to want to keep it a distance where possible. So it's going to back up. But now all the minions here, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, they're going to want to be within 2 of the Necromancer, so that way they can confer the bonuses, but not adjacent where possible, because they don't want to make it too easy with area of effect attacks. All right, and now the other ones here, well, not the other ones, there is only one more. They have a movement of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just going to move as much as it can to get over here towards the Necromancer to lend support. So now that that's done, remember these minions do not attack at all. The only ones who attack are the elites. So this one will be the only one attacking. Now remember also that this tile has been disturbed, so that means that the spider, who is an elite all on its own, has no minions, and then the witches with the minion skullbats are also going to move. So the spider has a movement of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4 into here, means that the spider can come here and attack the walrus. And then the witches have a movement of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, maybe it was not a great idea for the walrus to, and again remember they don't want to go adjacent, so the witches are going to move like so that way there's a space between them, a space between the skullbats and the witch, but the witch still has range and sight on the walrus. And then the other witch will come, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just come over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that skullbat's not in range of that witch, but it's making its way. It just doesn't want to be adjacent. All right, and so that is it. We're all set up there. So now we go on to the attacks. So first we'll resolve here. We'll do the Necromancer. So now the Necromancer, in looking at the card, has the yellow is that there's no minions within the 2-space range. The red is that they do. So because it does, it's going to get 3 attacks instead of 1, with a 3 strength instead of 2. The range is not changed, but that just makes the Necromancer that much stronger. So the strength is automatic, so an automatic 3 strength. So that means that the Sister of Light is just rolling on her own. So 3 attacks, so she has to roll 3 defenses against an attack of 3. Is 0, so she's taken a wound, and the heroes lose an Ogre Mace. And 1 wound goes onto the Sister of Light. Second attack is 2, which is not enough to save, so the heroes are wounded again, which means now that they've lost the brass knuckles, and the Sister of Light takes another wound. Alright, and so with that last wound too, the first Explorer card has been revealed, and it is Bone Rot. I don't feel good. Okay, I'm having trouble getting a focus on this. There we go, brittle bone. I don't feel good. So it's an armor 2, which means to disarm it. We can disarm it, but it's like takes 2 stars on a dex roll to disarm the trap. And it's a 4 square thing, and anybody in that is going to get brittle bones, which is a bane result. So luckily the Necromancer is done with the Sister of Light now. Now I should point out too that the rules do actually say that the hero who last activated is the one. If there's a tie with Wrath, the hero with the most is the one who would be activated. But there's no way that the Necromancer is going to be able to get around to reach the Walrus, so that's why I opted to instead attack the Sister of Light. So this one, it shows here the there's a 4 square thing, so I'm going to take the 4 square and I'm going to center that over the Sister of Light, because that was the one who activated the Explorer card. So she now, with the blue button, that is a support action. It doesn't take an action or anything, it just occurs. So she is going to get a Bane result. So she needs to try and get rid of that. Now where is my Bane? There we go. There we are, and we put that on the Sister of Light. Okay, now we go on to the Spider. So the Spider's attacks, so it has the Envenenating Bite, which is red. So that would only happen if the card here, if this arcade card had said unique, which it doesn't. So it's not going to do its bite. It is going to do the Silk Spinner though, Lance 6, and it's going to slow him. So he is slowed. So he's poisoned, he's slowed. And the Spider's attacks have poison anyway. It has Surefoot. So it has 2 attacks, well, 2 actions, with a strength of 3. And 4 wounds. Okay, this is a nasty bit of Spider. Alright, so we have 2 red armor for the thing, against a strength of 3. 1 wound on the Walrus. 1 wound on the Walrus, and we lose a Wizard Wand. And then the second attack, also another wound, and we lose a Steel Sword. So the heroes are getting a bit beaten up now. Alright, so let's take it back now to the hero turn. So it's the start of the hero turn. And so this is the order I picked for the heroes. So the Sister of Light had to go first in the first turn, and then she could have chosen one of these 2 to go. So now in the second round, the Angry Walrus, or the Tusk Raider, was the chosen to be the second one to go, and then Yan Yan will go last. But so this one, the Tusk Raider is going. Sorry, not trying to do away with the glare there. So the Tusk Raider is going to take a turn. I'm going to clear off the Wrath from the heroes here. Now Nyan Yan has to go this turn because she wasn't one of the first 2 activated, so Nyan Yan is going to have to take a turn this turn. So we are going to activate the Tusk Raider. And I think for his first action, he's going to open the chest. I'm going to open the treasure chest, so I have the treasure deck pre-made here. So for his first action, he opens the chest and he finds a special Mournful Vial. So we can put that into his loot pile. Now, so his movement is halved with the slow token. So he has 7 movement, halved would run down to 3. I was hoping to be able to crush that bone pile in case the Necromancer gets any funny ideas. Now, part of me is thinking if I run onto this board here, I can start making a go at taking this one out. But if I do that, then I'm going to activate this tile and start bringing them out too. So probably best I just deal with what's here first. So this treasure chest is gone. I'll remove that from the board. But if I just kill the spider, it's just going to come on back again. He's in a bit of a pickle. All right, so at the end of the console phase, I had to see. So this is the angry walrus now. So you roll this dice, and there's no stars. For every star I rolled with a blue dice, that's how many spaces the walrus moves towards his friends to attack them. So this is why I want to keep him away from Yan Yan and the others, because I didn't want him to start attacking, because he is quite powerful and he can easily wound his friends. Oh, now for opening that treasure chest, opening the treasure chest according to the wrath thing here, gave the Tusk Raider 2 wrath tokens. Oh, and he only has 2 actions because he's poisoned too. Ooh boy. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. The Tusk Raider is not going to move. He's simply going to attack the spider. So the spider has an armor of 2. So 2 armor. There we go. And the Tusk Raider has 1 blue, 1 green dice to attack with. So that does not hit, and the second attack does not hit. Oh, that was just terrible. Just terrible. Okay, so that was his. I was just trying to maybe soften up the spider a little bit, and that way when we do kill the pumpkin patch, then we can just finish off the spider once and for all. Now, like I said, I have to get Yan Yan into the mix. So Yan Yan is going to... she has... she can use her dex for armor, as opposed to her armor stat. That's why the dex is good for her. But she always uses her strength to attack with. So she's going to come... So she has only a... Look at the little sword here. It's a 1, so she only has 1 range. So she's going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So she's going to come 6 here. And she's going to attack this bonehead here. And 2 and a heart, so she's got it. She kills the bonehead, replacing it with the bone pile, and gets a card, a dirty penny, and then with the heart, she's going to take away, she's going to heal the bane off of the Sister of Light, and that's simply because sometimes there's an arcade card called Bully, and that can take, they'll attack the one with the least wrath. So I want to make sure that the Sister of Light is not getting attacked, or if she is, that she's going to at least have a good chance of surviving it. So that's the first attack. The second attack on this bonehead here next to the Sister of Light. That's 4. That's another hit. That's another dead bonehead. That's another bone pile. There. And that's square. And it's another card for me, which is a Dwarven Axe, +1 star strength. And the stars are really good because that's a guaranteed success result. So that was 6 movement down there. Now Yan Yan has 7, so she'll use her last movement point to come up here and attack this bonehead. So she can do that move, attack, move combo, and that one she failed. So there's still 2 boneheads left, which means that the Necromancer, well, even then that bonehead and Necromancer could have come together. There's not much I could have done to stop it, but I did want to do everything I could to try to reduce the number of attacks. I will have moved Yan Yan here instead of to attack, because now what I can do is I'll do her kitty bomb. It's a wave 1 and frost, so that means that the Necromancer can't use Tide of Bones, can't raise any of those figures. So ice. There we go. So I've used the Kitty Bomb, and I did that simply because I want Nian Nian. She's the one who's unscathed currently, so I want her to be the focus of the attacks if possible. I don't want the Tusk Raider being picked on. It'll also mean a lot less attacks because the other ones won't be able to get around there to her. So that's it. So 2 heroes have activated. Oh, now I need to apply these. So obviously let's just shift those down. And the Dwarven Axe is obviously going to the Walrus. I shouldn't say obviously because, well, you know what? Nian Nian uses Strength 2. I think it might be better to give her the Dwarven Axe because she uses her Strength to attack, and that, you know, she doesn't have as strong as an attack potential as the dwarf. And then the Dirty Penny, +1 blue armor. We will discard this. You can discard a card to get rid of a status effect, so I will get rid of... Yeah, I think poison's more damaging, but the spider... Yeah, poison. Poison. And then the last one, the Mournful Vial, the treasure that we got, +1 green armor. And that will go to... I think the Sister of Light. She's going to be very important in this fight. And she also gets some bonus actions here. Let's just look at that a little more carefully. So just to drop. So she can heal everybody for 1, maybe 1 more, so 1 more action. Okay. Cool. And so she can move status effects, and she can heal 1 within range 1. That helps her friends. +1 armor. Nice, very good, very good. Very appropriate for her because she is the healer of the group. All right, so at round end, we've removed a couple status effects. We haven't removed any wounds, but Nian Nian has the most wrath, so she's most likely to be incurring the attacks here. Let's see what happens. So first off, we're going to spawn. Again, the heroes have not crossed into the second tile, so we're not spawning here. We haven't killed anything from the pumpkin patch, and there's nothing that can spawn these monsters. Only the shallow grave can spawn the monsters from here. So we get... Oh. So, looking at the next thing, we get Recover. Remove all status effects, mend, remove 1 wound token. Okay, so this is just the monsters healing up anything, but the monsters... Oh, so remove all status effects. So we will remove the status effect from the Necromancer and remove 1 wound, but none of the monsters, none of the elites have been wounded. Anything that's been hurt has been... So if I had ended up wounding the spider, it would have just wounded now, recovered now anyway. But the nice thing is it doesn't say anything there about fighting, so the monsters are just busy regenerating and recuperating. So we're good. Oh, but before... no, it doesn't even say move, so none of the monsters even move. So sometimes it might say move, or it might say move ×2, so in this case it didn't say either, so we just proceed as normal. So the heroes caught a bit of a break there. Alright, so now the next hero to activate, so I'll use this to show which hero is activating. So we started off in turn 1 with the Sister of Light, turn 2 with the Tusk Raider. Now, so turn 3, we have to start with Nian Nian. And so what I'll do first is I will, well, I guess I'll start off by clearing off her Wrath tokens and the Wrath tokens off the Tusk Raider. And now is where we really focus on getting rid of that Necromancer once and for all. So Nian Nian is going to attack the Bonehead right next to her. So with a 3 strength now, but she gets +1 because of the Dwarven Axe. So she gets 1, which normally would have missed because they have an armor of 1. But because she has the axe, gives her a +1 result, that makes it 2, which means she beats it. So she also has this stat thing there. So she is going to heal the Sister of Light. So the fighter is doing the healing here. So she's killed that Bonehead, which means we get one more card, which is an Arcane Tome, +1 will, which is not really useful to us. We don't have anybody who uses will. So we can maybe save that for some other purpose. You would know if I could use will. I was just checking the Sister of Light because there would be like a little wand next to her stat there, meaning she can use it with a number saying the range. But none of my heroes use will. So that's just no good. Oh, but there's another Explore card, and this one says, Ghost Well. All models ignore walls and structures for purposes of line of sight and movement. I'm see-through. Cool. So that's all models. But it also has the 2 there, so that means I'm getting 2 creeps. And the creeps I chose for this one appropriately are the Rattlebones. So the Rattlebones then are going to spawn, and they are going to... the way I do it with this is I make them come out, so they're going to come out from here. I have the creeps come out from an edge, a board edge, to show that they are just, coming in from some other area to the fight. So the Rattlebones are entering from that zone. So that's something else that we have to contend with now. And so now everything is for all purposes. While we're on this tile, so this Ghost Well will only apply to this board. So once we've left this tile, we're no longer see-through. We're no longer able to walk through walls. All right, so Nian Nian killed the 1. That's her first action. Second action, she's going to go after the Necromancer. And she's going to go after the Necromancer now. She doesn't have to go after this one because this one isn't within 2. So if she wounds the Necromancer is not going to pass the wound off to its minion. So she can now attack the Necromancer. The Necromancer has an armor of 2. So she rolled 2. And again, with the Dwarven Axe, so it was a really good choice to give it to her. That means she's successfully hit. And because she's successfully hit, she now applies the 2 wound markers. So she'll give 1 there, and she'll, she's going to... she's going to take the 2 wounds off the Tusk Raider. Yeah, let's just get the wounds off the Tusk Raider. I want to make sure that he's nice and healthy. All right, so that's 1 wound now onto the Necromancer. So I'll put the wound here next to the Necromancer to remind me. And then her third attack now is 3, so she didn't even need the axe that time to put a second wound onto the Necromancer. Now, the Necromancer hasn't been killed, so there's no more loot cards for the elite until it's actually dead. So that was Nian Nian. So that was 3 attacks in the same spot. So now she will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And she'll just start moving around there. Oh, forgot to roll last turn for the console. Even though they didn't do anything, we still have to roll for the Walrus. 0 stars, so the Walrus didn't move. Alright. And now, Nian Nian can choose who does she want to activate, be it the Sister of Light or the Tusk Raider. And I think that the Sister of Light is going to go. She's the obvious choice here to get rid of that Necromancer once and for all. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. She doesn't have any ranged attacks. So she's going to... yeah, she's going to just attack the Necromancer. So she has 2 red dice, and she gets a reroll on this. I need that reroll. Go, that's it. The Necromancer is dead. Oh, and actually there was a bone pile up here too from that first one. Now the Necromancer doesn't leave a bone pile. And so that was... now Nian Nian actually got 1 wrath from the killing that minion. And then she doesn't get any wrath for wounding the Necromancer, it's only the kill. So 1 wrath for Sister of Light for killing the Necromancer. So that's 1 1 attack. Finish off the Necromancer, which gives us a card, which is a heart-shaped locket plus 1 wound. Very nice. And then, so she was here. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she has itty bitty wings for 7, 8. So she comes up to there, and she's going to attack the. You know what? She's going to be a little more careful, because if the spider wants to attack her, it's going to use its spider webs on Yan Yan too. So try to avoid that. So there's good for now, and we're going to attack that. 2 stars, got it. So that's that tile completely cleared out now. And 1 more card is a fizzy beverage. Ooh, that's really good. So plus 1 action, always very handy. So that was 2 of her actions. 1 to attack there, 1 to attack there, and oh, that's another wrath for her. And then she's going to use the mournful vial, and she's just going to heal herself of her last wound. All right, so that takes us to the end of the hero activation. We just have to deal with these now. So we will get rid of the Arcane Tome. Chuck that in the pile over there. And that's going to then get rid of the status effect on the Walrus. And then these 2. So heart-shaped locket and fizzy beverage. These are both really good. Well, I'm tempted to give the fizzy beverage to the Walrus, giving him more attacks. That's just going to make him even more vicious, and he's pretty nasty to begin with. Let me think about this, get back to you. Alright, so here's what I decided on. I decided to give the fizzy beverage to the Walrus, the Tusk Raider, because in the end I can always use that extra action for 2 extra movement, which is the same effect as the itty bitty wings. If I need to, but it also gives me a chance for more attacks. I gave the locket to Nyan Nyan because I didn't want to go replacing the Sister of Light's itty bitty wings. It just seemed like a waste. So the wings that the Tusk Raider had went to the discard pile. I don't get anything back for that. No additional bonuses. But the heroes are looking like they're in pretty good shape so far. So we've got 1 down, but we are also getting dangerously close to our first Lootimeter deck running out, and that's always the that's the tipping point where things seem easy for the heroes to begin with, and it quickly goes from bad to worse. So they have to make a push now. They have to get onto that second tile and destroy that spawn point. So let's see what we can do. Well, that's it for the heroes. So now we're going on to the console. So again, spawning, no spawning. There's always going to be a spawning phase if possible, but there's no spawn point here, and nothing from this tile has been killed, so nothing to spawn there. Anything that would spawn here, it can't, because this tile has not been disturbed yet, because no heroes have gone onto the second tile. So, straight onto the card, and we look at the card, and it is combo. Move 1, unique 1, fight 1. So this is where the spider is now going to use this Invenerating Bite. So everything's going to move, they're going to do the uniques, and then they're going to fight once. And they're going to go after whoever has the most wrath. And that's why I kept the Sister of Light a little further back, because I didn't want the Yan Yan getting in the way of the attacks there. Now, if they cannot reach the Sister of Light, then they will attack. They will make all possible efforts to get to her, but if they can't reach her, then they will attack Yan Yan. And she's accepted that. So we're going to start off, we'll go right to left towards the heroes. So the Crypt Spider has a movement of 6. So he will go, he was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the Witches have a movement of, the Curse Coven, they have a movement of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it looks like Yan Yan's going to get slammed. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the skull bats can move over the terrain easily because they are flying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the final positions. So now we look to the unique actions. So we'll start off with the spider, the Envenenating Bite. So the Envenenating Bite has a hex thing if it hits. Now, it can draw a line of sight to the Sister of Light, so it is going to attack her because it has a range of 3. So 1, 2, 3, it can reach her. So it has a strength of 3. So strength of 3 means that the Sister of Light is rolling her armor, which is 3 blue, but she also has the Mournful Vial, which gives her +1 green dice on her armor. So we're rolling 3 blue and a green, needing to beat a 3. Alright, so that's 5. So 5 has done it. Now, so now there's a second attack. And again, a 5. So she has saved it both times. So the Envenenating Bite had no effect. The spider did not hurt her. There's no poison. The hex does not take effect because it did not hit. However, the Silken Strands, or the Silk Spinner, lands 6. It lands as a straight shot, but because it can't hit the Sister of Bite, I'm going to say it's going to shoot the webs right at Nyan Nyan. And so she is all wrapped up in webs right now. And so her movement is halved. And now we go on to the witches. So the Curse Coven. All the Curse Coven has minions available, so there's 2 of them, so they're going to get 4 attacks. So the first witch, this witch cannot actually see Nyan Nyan because this house symbol here means that this is a blocked space. So this witch is going to attack the Walrus. This witch will attack Nyan Nyan. So she has 2 attacks, strength 3, and flies. So she's going to Transmogrify, which means that she's going to try to turn Nyan Nyan into a frog, into a miserable toad. Okay, so the witch is going to start off with her attacks. So she does 2 attacks, and Nyan Nyan has her dex, which she can use to dodge. So she has 2 red plus 1 blue from the Elvish bracelets, because she can, the shield next to her dex means she can use dex for those saves. So 2 red and a blue. So there's a 4, so she saved the first one. The strength of the witches is 3. And then the second is another 4, so she also saved that one. However, now we go on to the Transmogrify, where the witches are going to try to turn Nyan Nyan into a toad. So it's strength versus will. So her strength is 3. So Nyan Nyan has to beat it with her will, which is now only a blue and a red. So that's where that book may have come in handy. Maybe should have kept it, but didn't really sort of think that far ahead. Nyan Nyan is turned into a toad. So we're going to replace Nyan Nyan with a toad model. So Nyan Nyan's now a toad. So she can be changed back into Nyan Nyan with an action from another hero, that action representing the kiss they give her to turn her back into herself. And now we go down to this one. So we have this witch who's going to attack the... what symbol is that there? Okay. So yeah. So she's going to attack the Walrus. And so the Tusk Raider. So he has 2 red armor. And so she has 2 attacks with a strength of 3. So that's a 4. That's a success. And the second one is 2 potions, which is a wound on the Tusk Raider. And so that's a card lost for the heroes. So we lost the Fashionable Cape plus 1 red dex. That would have been very good for Nyan Nyan. Alright, and now the Transmogrify attack on the Walrus. So the Transmogrify attack on the Walrus means that the Walrus is strength versus things, so her strength of 3 versus his will, which is 1 blue. So it's impossible for him to resist and he too gets turned into a toad. So things took a quick turn for the heroes with those witches, turn them into toads. This Skullbat is then going to destroy himself as part of his action, the Doom action here, which he does for a blue. So anybody who is... so this Skullbat is destroying himself to then put a Bane marker on the Walrus Toad. So this is definitely not looking good for the heroes now. So that was Nyan Nyan's turn was last, so now it's going to be the Sister of Light's turn. So her first activation. So I think her course of action is fairly clear. She needs to, well, we need to try and wipe out these witches where possible and get rid of that spawn point. Okay, so she's still got the itty bitty wings, so she can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not going to get her even in line of sight of that spawn point. I'm going to turn back again. Oh, one thing actually I forgot in the hero turn was these creeps should have moved first. So they move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have they're grabby. So now I can't move the Walrus until this thing's dealt with. And he had a 2 strength, so we'll roll the I guess, yeah, he was there. So we'll roll the armor there. So 2 red armor before. So he survived he didn't get wounded by the attack from the skeleton. All right, but now he's grabbed by the skeleton. He can't move until that skeleton is killed. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's see. So the Sister of Light. Okay, she is going to go like so. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend 1 action to kiss Nyan Nyan. Turn her back into Nyan Nyan. 4, 5 to here. So she's gone up to there. So she's used one of her actions to turn Nyan Nyan back into Nyan Nyan. And now she's going to do her attack called Judgment, which is cross 4 with a hex. So cross 4 with a hex. So it takes her last 2 actions to do this. And then the cross attack is literally like a plus sign. So she's going to hit the spider, she'll hit the Skullbat, and she'll hit both witches because it's range 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across. So she's getting them all. So first off, I'm going to attack the Skullbat. So it uses her strength, and her strength is 2 red. Skullbats have an armor of 1. So 1 is... No, you have to beat it. So she didn't get that. So against the witch, the witches have an armor of 1. So the first is 2 stars. So that will wound the witch, but because this Skullbat is within 2, it kills the Skullbat. And then the next witch is a 4, and because it wounds the witch, it kills the Skullbat because that one's within 2. I was hoping to kill the Skullbat first, and then I could leave 1 wound on 1 witch. And then against the spider has an armor of 2. So I got a 3, so I beat the armor, so the spider takes 1 wound. So in the end, I killed the 2 Skullbats, I wounded the spider, and now the witches are not as effective. Well, not currently, but that one's about to come in and support them. Or is it? So now, now that she's gone, I'm going to activate another character. So, oh yeah, looking at the hero thing. So Nyan Nyan hasn't done anything yet. She has killed 2 things. So Oh, and she killed 2, so I get 1, 2 cards. So there's a Steel Sword +1 and Elven Boot +1 dex. Those are handy. Here's a new Explore card. The Hidden Lever. Rotate the tile 90 degrees clockwise. Oh, lordy. Okay. It's the new position, so where I was suddenly so close to the exit, now it's got even further away. This is not good. I only have one more card left in the thing before the Death Spectre comes out. So we should have destroyed that second spawn point, but a long time ago. This is horrendous. Okay, Nyan Nyan. She is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. She's going to attack this purple witch twice. So she's attacking with 3 blue. And gets +1 automatically against the 2 armor. Oh, the 1 armor of the witch. So all I needed was 1 star, and I got it. So that's 1 wound. That's 2 wounds and a heart. So I will remove... Oh, hold on. So 1, 2, 3. She would have been there. Remove the slow token, and then so she's killed it. And with the heart, she removed her slow token, and then she'll move the remainder of her movement down here. And for her last action, she will kiss the Walrus. And the Walrus returns. So for killing that, we get another fizzy beverage. I'm thinking the fizzy beverage at this point is going to be more useful on the healer than these itty-bitty wings, even though we have a long way to go, simply because she's a healer. She's going to be able to heal us. So that was the end of the turn, so that's why I'm applying it now. So +1 strength, so yes, let's just give that to the Walrus. He needs to be attacking things. And then the Elven Boots. So Nyan Nyan is fully kitted out now. Alright, and yeah, and with that Hidden Lever, there was no traps and there was no creeps that came out with it. It was 0 creeps, so that's why I didn't put any more creeps on the board. Alright, so speaking of creeps, first, spawn. So now we have 3 Skullbats and a Witch that can spawn back again. So the Witch is going to spawn 2, and then the Skullbats are going to go 2 and 2. I'm going to try to stay close to the Witch. 2 and 2. Okay, so they're spawned there now. So they're forming a gang right away. So again, not ideal to kill these things when they're just going to come straight back again. But what you going to do? So, yeah, actually you spawn 1 gang back completely. I only destroyed 1 gang, or part of 1 gang, so they're coming back. And so now the minions are going to attack, the creeps. So we're going to start off with, we have to look at the card. So now Nyan Nyan killed 1 thing. And the Sister of Light. So the Sister of Light's getting the brunt of the attacks here. So we have Hardcore, Move 1, Unique 1, Fight 1, and Spawn. Alright, so it's pretty much everything again. Von Draco here he'd be shape-shifting again, but he's not. Oh, and the Death Spectre, dun dun dun. So Death Spectre is coming on here. So he's just going to pin these heroes down on this tile, not let them move forward. So first we do the creeps. So we look at the creeps. The 2 creeps are going to attack. They have grabby and significance. They don't gang up. So they have 2 attacks each against the Tusk Raiders armor of 2 reds. So the first one, that's a hit. That's a wound. on the Tusk Raider, and now we're on to the second deck here, so we lose a Riftling Orb. Alright, which was better than what I had, so that sucks. And then the second attack, another 3 stars by the Tusk Raider, so he's safe there. And now we go on to the mini-boss. So the mini-boss, he's going to do his thing. He has a movement of 10. And he's a ghost, so even if I didn't have that tile effect of the ghost well, he would still do his thing. So again, he's going after the Sister of Light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Will come from his backspace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he can't actually quite make it. So he's coming over there. Oh, but what's his range? His range is 3, so he's good. He's got it. Actually, he could even just be right here. The line of sight, purpose of line of sight and everything. He's there, and so he's back there because he can see through the walls and everything. Like I said, he's a ghost. So even if I didn't have that ghost, well. So Death Spectre, and we're doing the unique. All right. So just clarifying the rules here for the attacks on the Death Spectre. Because he has this signature attack here at the Soul Scythe. So because I picked one with this overcharge, so it's a unique and a fight. So his the one here with the skull means he's going to do that during every attack that you don't get a unique. So when I have a unique and a fight, he's only going to do it during the unique step, not during the fight step. And then life step. Okay, he only gets one action. That's good. So this is a signature action that he does automatically. So he's going to, so he's got a strength of 4. Only doing one action, gratefully. And so the Sister of Light has 3 blue and a green to defend with against a 4. And with the Soul Scythe, she will lose 1 wound for every point he beats her by. So she got 4, so she's safe. That's very lucky. And then Life Sap. So Life Sap is so it's removing 1 wound from her. So it's another wound lost to the Death Spectre. So we lost a burnt twig +1 dex with fire resistance, and 1 wound onto the Sister. Oh, that's a potion. 1 wound onto the Sister of Light. And then we forgot the movements here of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's just going to fly through the wall there, trying to get back to the range of the witch. The witch, if she's in range of him, will have range of 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So she will come down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go there, go there. There you go. We don't want to put her intentionally into that Bane zone, so we'll leave her out of that. And then, yeah, so then she's going to shoot now. So now that one has made it back into range of that Coven Witch. So she now has the full strength. So strength 3 and 2 attacks. So the 3 and a green from the Sister of Light. So strength 3, so that's a wound, and that's a save. So she loses 1 more card. We lose the Potion Bandolier, and another wound onto the Sister of Light. So she's down 2 wounds now. And then finally then Transmogrify. So she's going to try and Transmogrify the Sister of Light, who has 2 red will. So 2 red will versus her strength of 3. So she resisted. Oh, I'm getting too excited here. I'm forgetting all my movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we'll keep him back. One. He'll come around to there. On that side. All right. So this Coven Witch against the oh no, she's going to go after Nyan Nyan. She's going after Nyan Nyan because Nyan Nyan has 1 wrath. I was going to go after the Tusk Raider, which meant he would have automatically failed that being turned into a toad again, but doesn't have to happen. So Tusk Raider, no, Nyan Nyan. So she's getting 2 attacks against her defense of 2 red and a blue and 2 blue. She has 2 blue now because she has the boots and the bracelet. So she's got lots of elvish stuff going on here. And absolutely nothing. That's a wound on Nyan Nyan. And, oh, I didn't realize I'd revealed a card here. Treasure Vault. After the mini-boss is spawned and destroyed, instead of drawing a single treasure card, the party may draw 1 per hero. Jackpot! But we're also getting 3 more creeps. So we'll put 3 more creeps in. And that's another wound on Nyan Nyan. So we lost a Witch's Hat plus 1 will, which we said before we don't need. And the second attack from the Witch, this one is saved in style. And now it's the Transmogrify. So the Nyan Nyan's will is plus 1 blue, plus 1 red. And Nyan Nyan is back into a toad. Ribbit. So Nyan Nyan's a toad again. Alright, and then the Skull Bats. So the Skull Bat will destroy himself. Go back to the pool here and give Nyan Nyan a Bane. So 1 more Bane for Nyan Nyan. So the heroes are getting pretty stomped here. If they want to stand any kind of chance, they're going to have to rush and start destroying these spawn points as quickly as possible because they're just getting stomped and they haven't even left the first tile. Alright, so the Tusk Raider is going to be the first to go, so let me just start off by clearing off the tokens here. So Tusk Raider is going to be the first to go. And I think he's going to just... Alright, so the Tusk Raider is going to go. He's the first one to go for the heroes now. He is going to... now, he can move through... Now, because this space here is difficult terrain, and then there's not difficult terrain here. Models that are on large bases can squeeze through these points. They kind of shrink and then regrow. It's this whole thing that's... it's just a convention that's done a lot of these types of games to allow him to make it through there. So he can go 1, 2, 3... 4 to here. I think that's what he's going to do. So he's going to move to there, 4, and then he's going to use 2 of his actions to do his blubbery doom, which is a lance 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to go all the way up here. He charges here. Such a great ability when you can combine lance with charge. That's what makes him so powerful, this guy. So now he's going to attack both of these skull bats as he goes through. So he has 1 blue, 1 green as his base, and he has the steel sword, which gives him plus 1 blue dice. So he has that. The skull bats have an armor of 1. So he's rolled 5 and a heart. So for the first heart, he's going to remove the Bane from Nyan Nyan. We want to get rid of that. She's already a toad, so he didn't give her a kiss, but he is going to try and make that up to her. So he's killed the Skull Bat, and so we get a treasure, and we get a diamond helm, plus 1 armor, plus 1 red armor. Nyan Nyan uses things, so, okay, well, that's going to be useful for him later. And then the second Skull Bat is 5, so that one too is killed. So that was 2 of his actions, killed 2 skull bats. There's the 5 there. And the treasure for that one is a potion bandolier, giving plus 1 potion. And so that was 2 of his actions. Now he moved 4 movements, so he has 5, so he can move up against that thing there. Now he's disturbed this tile, so he is going to be incurring the wrath of these monsters. Now, are they going to reach him? I don't think the knights will, but the dust mages will probably have something. Plus, then the necromancer's coming back with all those boneheads and everything. So, well, let's see what he does with the first one. So he's got 1 attack, so let's just do that. Because if he misses with this one, then there's really no point in doing the second one. Even though there's not a lot of point in doing the second one. So he's got 2, and the spawn point has a defense of 1. So he has got it. He has it. So he... Oh, wait. We have hidden lever. So when he killed those 2, rotate the clockwise 90 degrees. That actually is quite helpful. Off the lens. I actually have 2 hidden levers here. I didn't realize that there was 2 of the same thing. And now it's like that, which means that the spawn point is right next to there. So he is going to absolutely drink his potion. So his potion is gone. That gives him 1 more wrath, so he's up to 3 wrath now. And he is going to hit that spawn point 1 more time. And he's rolled enough, and he's rolled a heart. So for the heart, he knows he's going to get wailed on a bit, most likely. So he's going to remove 1 of his wounds. We'll just put the wounds up here. So he's got 1 wound, 3 wrath, and his turn's done. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Nyan Nyan, because, so we have 2 wounds on the spawn point. 1 more wound, that spawn point is destroyed. So, Nyan Nyan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 action, then she gets 2 attacks. Yeah. Okay, so what she's going to do, we're going to activate Nyan Nyan second. She is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she would still be affected by the brambles, so she's not going to do that. That would lose her an action, so it would be a waste. So she's there. She can't reach it because with her right now, she has her only attack is Sticky Tongue. Her only attack is Sticky Tongue. I'll show you here, which is a range of 2, using her dex, which is great. And so she's going to inflict a wound on it, so it's 1 attack to do so. And yeah, so she needs to be in range 2 anyway, so that's 5. So she can use 1 more action point. Now remember, you can use your action points now to move 2 movement. You can use all 3 to double your movement, but she doesn't need to do that to go a little extra distance, so she's going to go 1, 2 there. Now she has the range on the thing, so now she's 2 away from the pumpkin patch, and she has 2 actions left, and so hopefully now she can do that. So she has, as the toad, she has 3 decks, so 3 blue decks, and then she gets 2 more blue decks from her loot, which she still gets to use even in this form. And look at that! Wow, that is pretty terrible. The Dwarven Axe doesn't even count here because that's adding strength. So she has 1 more action. Come on, Yan Yan. Well, there's 3 there and 1 out, so that's 4. So she did it. So the spawn point is destroyed, which is a huge help now to the heroes. That's what they needed to do. And Yan Yan gets 1 more loot for the heroes, and that is an Elvish Rapier. Ooh, okay. Tough choices to be made here. Alright, so that ends the hero's turn. Yan Yan is still a toad, but there's 2 spawn points gone now. So once we kill these witches and the spider, then that's going to be it for these monsters. They will be done. And so we have to deal with these. So the Diamond Helm, I think, is definitely useful for the Tusk Raider, because he is about to get attacked for sure. Well, not for sure, but almost certainly. And then there's these 2 here. Now, I kind of like Nyan Nyan having this Dwarven Axe, because she does attack with her strength right now. And the Potion Bandolier means I have to give up something which I feel is better than what I already have, so I'm not going to do that. Pardon the glare. This overhead light I've got to do something about. So I'm going to discard those two, and for that I'll heal up Nian Nian and the Tusk Raider 1 each for those discarded loots. Alright, so Nian Nian has 1 Wrath. Alright, and excuse me. Now we're going to go into the monster phase. So we've done the heroes, the power-ups, and now we go on to the monsters. So monsters, they are doing move 1, fight 1, just a hack and slash. Alright, so first we're going to move the creeps. I'm going to remember. But they came in the middle of the round last time, that's why they didn't go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they don't worry about things like being adjacent and stuff like that. Alright, so move 1, fight 1. So they're going after the one with the most wrath, which would be the Tusk Raider. So now we do the mini boss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. So he's got a range of 3. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's going to come right over here. He's going to be right in the brambles. Appear there. And so, doing his attack, he's going. He always does his signature move here, which is the Soul Scythe, and which isn't as musical as it may sound. So inflicting a number of wounds equal to the number of stars the offensive action won by. So it's an even better thing that we gave the Diamond Helm to the Tusk Raider. So he has a strength of 4, and I now have 2, 3 red on the Tusk Raider. So 3 red dice on the Tusk Raider, needing a 4, and he got a 5. So the Death Spectre did no damage. And now we'll go on to, spawning. I forgot spawning. So at the beginning of the round, spawning. So we would spawn the Necromancer within 2, and then the Boneheads as well. So they will spawn. They're going to have to spawn pretty close, just because there's nowhere else for them to spawn. So you spawn the whole gang, but they, as they move now, they will spread out. So when spawning something like this, you choose which gang to spawn back. If there's more than one gang to spawn back, you're spawning only one gang at a time. As it were, that was the only gang. This is called the Tusk Coven, the Necromancer with the 5 boneheads. And so they all came back again. So that's the way it is. And so I'll continue moving from this side. So the spider is going to go now. The spider comes running back for the thing. I guess he felt the loss of his pumpkin patch spawn point. Movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's sure-footed, so he does not care about the brambles and stuff here. That won't affect him at all. And he's going to do this. He can't attack anything because he's too far away, but he does have the silk spinner, which is a lance of 6. So looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is going to web up the Sister of Light. So she gets a slowed token on her. So she's going to be having to deal with that. And then we go to the witches. So the witches, excuse me. So she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, and then this one will move in with her. Well, not that kind of way there. So the Skullbat gets close enough to give her extra power. So she gets 2 attacks now at strength 3. So he has 3 armor. That's a 4, and that's Cox. 2. was a blank. Blank. And a 2. So he took 1 wound. Took 1 wound, lose 1 card, and it's the Rusty Gauntlets going to the trash heap. And now she's going to transmogrify him, and his will is no better, so there's no way he can resist this. He needs a stronger will, but so he is instantly turned into a toad. So he will. What we'll do is we'll make it so that he comes back a little bit. So he was here. He was in these 4 squares. So we'll take a square that is as far away from the oncoming here as possible to try and give him a bit more protection. And then we have this witch who's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now she has a range of 4 still. So from there, she can go 1, 2, 3, 4. She's not in range of the Tusk Raider toad, but she will hit the Nyan toad instead then. So she's going to have one attack, only 1 attack, because when you look at the thing here, she doesn't have any skull bats close to her. So she only has the strength 2 and 1 attack as denoted by the thing here. So only 1 attack at strength 2 because she's using the yellow banner now. So Yan. Now the toads use their dex for armor or their armor for armor, but they have armor 0. So she will use her dex for armor. So she has 5 blue dice. And she's got it. She's rolled a 3, so she beat that. No damage for her. And even if the witch wanted to turn her into toad, she couldn't, simply because there's only 2 toad models available for the one spawn point, and both toad models are out. So until they get turned back, the witches won't be able to turn anybody back into toads. But hopefully we can get rid of those witches once and for all. So now the spider had a wound there. All right. Now it's so she didn't get wounded. We lost the 1 card there. Oh, now we need to move these guys because now this tile is disturbed because we have heroes on this middle tile. So this tile's been disturbed, so they're going to come rushing in. So we're going to start off getting the Death Knights going, and the Death Knights are the House of Ash here. So the Dread Knights, and they have 5 movement each, and they're each. This is an interesting one where both of them count as their own elite. They don't have to be next to each other in order to. They do have to be next to each other, but they're both also considered elites. So they both attack. So they're separate like so, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's line these tiles up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one's going to come back to here because he doesn't want to get he doesn't want to be adjacent to his friend there. And then we're going to do the Dust Acolytes, and the Dust Acolytes have a movement of 5. Okay, and when they're bonded, when they're together, again like the Dread Knights, they're bonded when they're close to each other. And so when they're bonded, they get even more powerful. So it's again, trying to kill them and keep them apart is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there, and then the Necromancer is he wants to get closer, but he's wary of the thing. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. They're just going to start gathering around. Well, I guess 2, 4, 6. There was 6 of these things. Yikes. And yeah, so there's just too many other guys in the way right now. But the heroes are gaining some traction here. They're both toads, so it's still looking pretty grim for the heroes. I'm not optimistic here. I hope you, the viewer, are not looking for a happy ending on this, because I don't think I'm going to be able to provide it. I'm just giving it to you as it happens. Alright, so that was it. Oh, not quite it. On the end of the console turn, we have to roll for the Walrus. One space. And, well, actually, you know what? He's not a Walrus anymore. He's not a Walrus, he's a Toad. So, you would use all the rules for the Miserable Toad, so he's not even going to attack Yan Yan. Not that he could, he'd only move one space and wouldn't be able to get... Actually, no, he could do the Sticky Tongue, but... Oh, and that reminds me. With Sticky Tongue, the Sticky Tongue ability, when Yan Yan did wound the... when she did wound the spawn point, she could get a potion or she could get a heal a wound. So she would give a potion, and she's going to give that potion back to the Tusk Raider. He's quite useful as a as a fighter. He's good. So using that Berserk potion could be really useful. Now, also, the Berserk potion doesn't only have to be used by him. We can take the potion off his card, but Yan Yan can drink it, so she can get a bonus attack. All right, so on to the next thing. So on our turn here, the coin now comes to Yan Yan, so she has to be the first one to attack, or first one to activate. Now, unfortunately, she's still stuck as the this toad, and there's nobody there to kiss her. I can activate the walrus, but ooh boy, start killing some of those creeps. Take out the witch. The witch has 2 wounds. I could take out a witch. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come here, and I am going to kiss the... I'm going to kiss the walrus. Yeah. We'll kiss the walrus. Kiss the toad, turn him back into the walrus. Okay. And now I'm going to use her last 2 attacks to attack, because she's actually not bad as the toad, because she's got 3 blue dice to attack with, plus 2 because she has the extra items. And I am going to attack twice on the witch. That's 1 hit. And that will then get rid of the Skullbat, because the Skullbat's within 2, so the minions take that hit first. So that's 1, and that's a card. And that is a Sturdy Cloak, plus 1 Armor Star. Okay, and this reveals a thing here, so it was a trap, a spiked floor. So what I do with these ones, when it's where do you put these? I mean, you can do it yourself, just decide where you want it, like in terms of where you think is good or more proper. But what I like to do, just to keep it, she activated the trap. So the first trap is going to be underneath her. So we're going to put 1 spiked floor underneath her. That's the way I do that. And then I roll for the next one. I choose a direction, and I roll, let's see how many stars I get, and that's how far away it is, with a minimum of 1. So I'm going to go away from me here. I got 0, so it's right next to her here. There's 1 there, 1 there, and then there's 2 more. So the next one will go in front of her, and 2 squares in front of her, and then I guess we'll go diagonally towards the witch. Yeah, sure. 2, so it's underneath the witch. But it's a spiked floor, so I'd say the witch would not be affected by that. Alright, so that's going to be... It's a red button, so I'm going to assume that's done as a unique. No, it's because it causes a wound. Yeah, so it's a strength 3 attack, and if it hits her, it's going to slow her. So Yan Yan has 5 dice to resist, 3, 4, and she resists. So she hit the witch once, which means she can heal a wound, and she will heal a wound from the because with the sticky tongue, she's going to heal a wound from the Sister of Light, and then she has one more attack, and she's going to roll, and she hits, so she does a wound on the witch. So the witch is not dead, but it's a start. And now that's it for Nian Yan. So she did one wrath because she hit the witch. So actually she got a second one. So she is going to heal. She's going to heal the Tusk Raider. She's going to heal the Tusk Raider. So she has one wrath for the one thing, yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to do with Nian Yan is I'm going to move her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to here. Just getting a little bit out of the way. Actually, sorry. Before she moves, she's going to drink the Tusk Raider's potion, and she's going to do one more attack on the that witch. So that is excellent. So she got 5 and a heart. So with the heart, she's going to remove the status of thing on her, and with the sticky tongue, she's going to remove the heart from. She's going to give the potion back to the Tusk Raider. So the potion gives her a wrath, and the killing the witch now gives her another wrath. So that witch is now dead, and will stay dead because there's no more spawn point to bring her back. So then Nian Yan will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to here, and try to minimize the number of attacks against her. Then the Sister of Light. I just need to get the Sister of Light back in the battle. So I'm going to make the Sister of Light go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here, on this side of the spider. So she's running over there, and she's going to start just laying in on the spider. She needs to get something that's going to increase her attacks. That's what we need for her. And for killing the witch, I get a card. Brass Knuckles. There you go. Asking you shall receive. So she unfortunately doesn't get to use it now, but it's going to be something we can certainly consider giving her. Alright, so 2 and a potion, which she could turn into a heart if she wanted to as a healer, but she'd have to hit first, and she didn't hit. She only matched the armor of the spider, so that's the first of 4. Wow, she really wanted that spider. That's 2 wounds on a spider. So down to 2. There's 2. And that's 3. So that's another wound on the spider. And the last one. Oh, that's 2. Not enough. Okay, so that was it. The spider did not perish, but it is down. It only has taken 3 wounds. And the crypt spider has 4 wounds in total. So it hasn't quite died yet, but it is on its last legs, I suppose. No spider pun intended. Alright, and so that wraps it up for the heroes. Nian Yan is the obvious recipient of Wrath. And let's see what comes of it. So it is hack and slash, move 1, fight 1. Okay, so a repeat of the last one. So I'm going to move these guys first because I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're coming in. They're getting close. Oh, but hold on. What's their range? House of Ash, range 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of them is going to be able to attack. Okay, Nian Yan hadn't counted. I see the swords, and I'm thinking that they're range only. So we'll just resolve that attack first. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And he's going to come in behind. So the creeps go first. Creeps go first. They're going to go there, and they're going to attack the Tusk Raider. The Tusk Raider is armor 3 red. That's 6 results, so he's good. But he is now grabbed by that little dude there. And so this one is going to attack Nyan Nyan. So she has 5 blue dice to dodge. And the House of Ash has 1 attack with a strength of 3. So that's 2. That is a wound. That's a wound on Nyan Nyan. And they lose a card, which is a sturdy cloak. Okay, and then I guess the other one is going to attack the Tusk Raider because he has nobody else in range. So he attacks, and the Tusk Raider rolls 5 stars, so he is safe. Okay, next up. Oh, after the creeps, it's supposed to be the mini boss. So he's going to come over to here, behind Nyan Nyan, and he's going to do his Soul Scythe. So it's a strength of 4. Nyan Nyan gets 5 dice. She rolls 3 successes. So with the Soul Scythe, it's 1 wound. There's another card lost. So that's a Dwarven Axe in the junk pile. And there's a loot card, or explore card, Soul Spike. Spawn point gains backlash. If a model with backlash succeeds an offense roll with the defense, the attacker wakes one. Okay, so we will. There's no more thing on here, so we will just apply it to the last spawn point, and it also spawns 3 creeps. So we'll put 3 creeps in, like so. One down there, because I can't put them in there because the house symbols on both sides. All right, so the creeps are making a nuisance of themselves. All right, and that is not it. That is not it. So the Death Spectre's gone. The creeps have gone. So the witch, the lone witch now is going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she can spot Nyan Nyan from there. And she's all alone now, has nobody supporting her. So she's getting 1 attack with a strength of 2. And Nyan Nyan rolled 2, so she's good. And she can't Transmogrify because Nyan Nyan's already a toad. And then the spider is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the spider is going to, has no choice really to move forward. It's going to have to take the attack of the spiked floor. So the spiked floor is a, well, I guess his sidestep would probably circumvent that. But it's a strength 3 attack, and his armor is 2. Well, it's a bit anticlimactic if we let the spider die by stepping onto a spiked floor. So yeah, we'll say his Surefoot is able to get around that. So Surefoot, don't step on spiked floors. All right, get back into focus. Okay, and now that is it for real. So now the final thing to do on the console turn is to see if the angry walrus is angry. No, he's got nothing but love. Lots of love. Okay. So on to the next hero phase. So first thing we do is we remove the wrath tokens. Nyan Nyan was the only one with wrath that last turn. And then we're going to pass on first player. So first player has to be the Sister of Light this turn. So the Sister of Light is going to run forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. She will use 1 action to move, well, I guess 2 more spaces. No, 1 more space. And then she will use 2 more actions. So she still has 1 left with her fizzy beverage. She has 4 actions, so that's 1 to sprint. And then 2 to do her her judgment, which is cross 4. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Oh, wait, we didn't actually in the hero turn allocate these things. So we're going to give Brass Knuckles to the Sister of Light. Nothing like a nun with brass knuckles. And then the Sturdy Cloak goes to the thing. So all the heroes are getting pretty kitted out here. Alright, so now she gets her 2 red for her strength attack, plus 1 blue now with the brass knuckles added to the judgment. So she's doing a cross attack, so she's going to hit all 3 creeps plus the spider. So let's do creep closest to the Walrus. That is a miss. Unless he has armor 0. Oh, he does. He has armor 0. Rattlebones have armor 0. So that is 1 hit. So that is him dead. Now I don't get loot cards for the creeps as I've mentioned, but I did roll 2 potions. And being a healer, her special healing ability allows her to turn potions into hearts if she wishes. So she's going to treat those as hearts, and she's going to remove 1 from herself and 1 wound from Yan Yan. Okay, so those are done. And then the next creep here. Again, only 1 wound, but that's all she needed. So that's another creep dead. Nothing for that. And then the last creep. So she rolled 3 hearts, 3 stars plus a heart. So with the last heart, she's going to heal Yan Yan up to full. And that one's dead. And then against the spider. So she rolled 2, which is not enough to kill the spider. So for her last attack, she's just going to take 1 last shot at that spider. And 1, so even worse. So she wasn't able to kill the spider off. Unfortunate. So nothing she did there caused any wrath because she didn't kill anything significant. She didn't kill any minions or elites. She didn't open any chests. She didn't take any potions. So she is good. And yeah, so she is done. That is her action. Next up, I'm going to activate. I think I'm going to activate the Tusk Raider. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come right down here, and yeah, he's going to come down there. And first off, I'm tired of being turned into Toad, so I think he's going to focus his first amount of energies onto the witch. Now he has a harpoon here on a chain, so that's why he's got like 3 range. So his attack range is 3, which is pretty sweet. So he's got 1 blue, 1 green, extra blue. So he's got 2 blue and a green, and he's trying to get rid of this witch. So she has 1 armor. 1 armor, 2 wounds. So first action. 2, so that's 1 wound. Plus a potion and a heart. So potion, I guess Yan Yan can have her potion back. And the heart, I don't have any status effects or wounds, so not doing too shabby. Oh, second action, kiss Yan Yan. Yeah, sorry Yan Yan. And third action, he's going to hit that witch again. Oh yeah, smoked her. So that's it. So that's the witch gone. That is a card for the heroes. That is a granite pendant, plus 1 armor, blue armor. Yeah, that was just going to be a discard. And so that was 3 actions. 2 to kill the witch, 1 to heal Yan Yan. And then the Dread Knights, they have 2 wounds each as well, so we have to start considering getting rid of the Dread Knights. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't move these guys up, so I'm going to just quickly do that now. They should have moved up before, and we're going to just move these guys all around here. I want to be fair to them. though they wouldn't be fair to us. So they're all coming in. So we have to make that run. Oh, jeez, at some point we have to start taking on this Death Spectre. Yeah, I think it's more important. Once we kill the Death Spectre, we're going to be in a lot better shape. So, and we don't want the Death Spectre still kicking around, and we're almost out of cards here. So Von Drak's going to come, and to fight Von Drak and the Death Spectre simultaneously is going to be horrendous. I'm sort of torn now. What's worse? Is it going to be fighting Von Drak and the Death Spectre together, or fighting Von Drak when he gets bonus activations for the that spawn point still being there? If I don't start taking care of that spawn point now... Well, I put myself in this position. I'm not going to backtrack. I'm just going to attack the Death Spectre. He has an armor of 3. I've rolled 4, so that is 1 wound on the Death Spectre. There we go. Alright. And that concludes the hero turn. So you get a Wrath. And... yeah, you have 1 Wrath. So he's going to be the focus. Okay, let's just leave it there. So the Granite Pendant is just wasted. It's no good. Alright, let's do the monsters. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to move the creeps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he will attack the Sister of Light. She has 3 blue armor plus 1 green. She blocks it handily, but she is now grabbed. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're into there. They're not able to attack anything. Yeah, it's a bit of a bottleneck here now because of the these guys in here, without wanting to put things adjacent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he will come up to there. That will allow these ones to come into here and start filling up the space around. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So that is a big blocking structure here, so the Necromancer can't see anything. These guys together have a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so nothing's in range of them. The Knights, he's going to come in 1 to allow him to come in 1. And, well, I guess that'll allow everybody to move up 1 more. There we go. Reposition like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Still out of range of Yan Yan. And so, but this Knight will attack the Tusk Raider. This Knight will attack Yan Yan. So against the Tusk Raider, the Knights have a strength of 3 when paired together. So he's got 2 red, 3 red. So against the Tusk Raider, 3 strength of 3, roll a 3. So Tusk Raider is safe. And against Yan Yan, she now has her 2 red plus 2 blue. And she's rolled 2, so she took a wound. Because their strength is 3 when combined, so she took a wound. And they form bone piles, and they actually give banes and hexes. So she's baned and hexed. So this means she is losing the best of her. This one here means she gives away her best armor dice. This one gives away her best attack dice. So we really need to get rid of those. And then the spider. The spider is going to come around and just down to here because he's got a range of 3. So 3, 2, 1. So 1 more. And remember, he has the, oh, sorry, down to there. He has the Surefoot, so he doesn't take any negative effect from this rough terrain in here. And that is it for him. So he is, no, it's not it. So he's going to shoot his, first he's going to attack the dwarf. So he has 3 red armor plus 1. So he rolled 2, and he gets +1 for his sturdy cloak. And the strength is 3. So that was lucky for the sturdy cloak. So he successfully defended that attack. And then the silken strands, he's going to web up the Tusk Raider. And that is it. So end of the console phase. Does not want to move and attack, so he is good. So on to the hero phase. So hero phase, we remove the Wrath token from the Sister of Light. We're going to move the coin over to the Tusk Raider, so he has to activate first. Okay, I think we're just going to have to hunker down and maybe just try and take this Death Spectre out. Okay, so he's going to attack the Death Spectre then. So he doesn't need to worry about being slowed. He is... he's going to... What's he going to do? He's going to attack, of course. So he's got 2 blue, a green, not the red. Okay, Death Spectre's armor is 3. Rolled 6, so that's another wound on the Death Spectre. It's 1 attack. That's 4 and a heart. So that's another wound on the Death Spectre. And with the heart, I'm going to remove the hex from Yan Yan. I want to make sure she's able to do some attacks this turn. That's 2 attacks. The third attack is another hit on the Death Spectre. That's 4. That's 3 attacks, so he gets 4 attacks with his fizzy beverage. And that is not enough. He rolled 3 and all that. Ugh. This is the one result you didn't want on the whole dice. Anyway, so he is going to drink his potion, and he's going to go berserk, and he's going to hit that Spectre 1 more time. He's got the best hitter. And that's 2, 3, 4. So he's done it. He's taken out the Death Spectre. Oh, and that's 2, 4. Nope, wait, I'm wrong. 5. The Death Spectre's down to 1 wound. But that was the Tusk Raider, and now we're going to go on to let's see. Okay, so now we're going to do Nyan Yan. She's going to do a pounce attack. She's going to come here. So that's 2 of her 3 points. She's going to go there, but she gets her +1 red dice in the attack against the Death Spectre, and she gets another +1 from the Dwarven Axe. So hopefully this is going to be enough. And she rolled enough even without the axe, so that's it. She's killed the Death Spectre. So that is a huge, huge relief for the heroes. So the Death Spectre is dead, so that means he automatically drops his Death Scythe. So let's take a look at this weapon. It's +1 automatic strength and harvest 2. So sweep 1, heal 1 if any model is destroyed by harvest. So that could be really, really good in the hands of the Tusk Raider, because he can start to just mow through these things and start doing sweep attacks and things to just take out more than one at a time. Between his lance and his sweep, he could really just be a complete wrecking machine. So that's fantastic. All right, and that's going to be for killing the mini-boss. That is 2 Wrath for Nyan Yan. Okay, and now Nyan Nyan is actually also going to drink the potion of the Sister of Light here. So she's going to take that potion. She's going to drink her potion. That's going to give her one more wrath. So she's really kind of upsetting the monsters here, but she don't care. And so that what that means is the Sister of Light. She has Elixir of Light, so +1 will, which actually would have come in handy with those toad checks. Remedy and Holy. So she's going to remedy. Actually, that would have been good against the Death Spectre. I should have done that before. So she's going to then remedy. So that's going to take away this Bane token. So we don't want that because she's going to be under attack here. She's going to take the Bane token off, and she's going to become holy, which means for her last action here, she can re-roll her attack against the knight. And this is why I'm saying it would have been good to have used before the Spectre, because if I'd missed, I could have got a free re-roll. All right, so against the... Well, you can re-roll a single die. I'm just confirming that. All right, so with the Nyan Nyan then against the Dread Knight, so they have 2 wounds each, so she's not going to kill it here, but at least, again, just working at getting rid of these things. And she's going to attack it, so she has 3 blue and +1. So she rolled 2, and I don't think that's going to, so he's got an armor of 2. So that does not affect him. Oh, but she can re-roll 1, so she's going to re-roll that dice there, and there's 2, plus the 1 from the Dwarven Axe means that he's taken a wound. Yeehaw. Alright. But, like as I said, for the turn, the big deal was getting rid of that Death Spectre. That is really going to give the heroes a big boost now. Because if Von Drac was coming with the Death Spectre still on the board, it would have just been, terrible. Alright, so that's it for the hero turn. On to the monsters. So first thing we're going to do is spawn. There is nothing to spawn. All the monsters that can be on the board are on the board. Remember, anything that was from the pumpkin patch can't be spawned, and anything from this is fully intact in here, so we are where we're at. So first we're going to move the creeps, and no, we're not going to do anything until we look at the card. So spawn, so gauntlet, spawn, move 1, fight 1. So again, the spawn would mean that Von Drac would be transforming if he was here right now. So moving the creeps. So they're going to come down like that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's coming over there. They're just intent on getting to whoever's got the most wrath. So 2 creeps on Nyan Nyan. She's got a dex of 2 red and 2 blue. So she easily dodged the first one, and even more easily dodged the second one. Alright, and now for the other attacks. I'm not even going to move anything because no positions have changed. I mean, this guy can maybe move 1 over there, but other than that, I think this is the spots where things are going to be. Nothing can move until we start clearing some of this out. So, on that note, well, I guess actually the spider could move up to here, and now it can get a line of sight on Nyan Nyan. So, we're going to do the Dread Knights. So the Dread Knights, that is a unique action, so that wouldn't be done unless we had unique. So when I did that on the previous turn, and it was a hack and slash, yeah, that shouldn't have happened. So Nyan Nyan managed to get rid of them anyway. So not a big deal. So we're going to just go ahead and attack with them, just regular attacks. So they get 1 attack each, and they're both going to be in range, and they're both at strength 3. So Nyan Nyan has 2 red, 2 blue, and she dodges the first one, and she dodges the second one. So Nyan Nyan is unaffected by those, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a range of 5. Sorry, I'm counting from here, from the Dust Acolyte to Nyan Nyan, so it's a range of 5, so she cannot hit her. What they're actually going to do is they're going to come around here, like so, and they're going to attack the Sister of Light. They want to attack something. They want to have some fun too. So that one's going to attack. It's got his buddy with him, so it's 1 attack, strength 3, range 4, and so strength 3. So the Sister of Light has 3 blue and a green, and she's saved. And what that does now actually too is it allows these guys to move in a bit more. Start coming up there. Alright, so just keeping them all within range where possible, but not bunching up according to the rules. Them, everything's looking good. Alright, and then finally we have the spider who would web the Tusk Raider, but he's already covered in webs. He hasn't moved since then. And then he's going to attack Nyan Nyan. So he's got a strength of 3. Nyan Nyan has 2 red and 2 blue. And yeah, she is nimble. She dodges that as well. And that ends it. So we're going to go to the end of the console phase. So we're going to, and there's a blank. That is blank. You're seeing the star through. So that's a blank result. So there's no attack by the Tusk Raider. So now we go on to the hero phase. So we clear away the Wrath tokens. And we are going to move the first player token over to Nyan Nyan, so she has to be the first one to go now. So she is going to activate. And so let's move that wound here where I can see it. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit of liberty with the grabby here. It says they may not move. Now, Nyan Nyan's not going to move. She's going to pounce. So she's not using a move action, she's going to pounce. And she's going to pounce over to here. And she's going to attack this one, the Unscathed Dread Knight. And so she's going to roll her 3 blue, plus 1 red, and she gets plus 1. Now she doesn't have that holy anymore, which is a little unfortunate. But she rolls enough successes for a wound, and she gets a heart. So she is going to heal. She's going to remove the token from the Tusk Rider. And then she is going to... So that's 1 wound on this Dread Knight now. And then for her last action, I'm going to roll 1 more time. And I get 2. Plus 1 for the Dwarven Axe means that it's a 3, so that kills the Dread Knight. So that is him dead. Take 1 more card, and I get a Wizard Ring, plus 1 armor star. So that's, yeah, that's a throwaway item. Oh, we forgot to equip the Tusk Raider with the Death Spectre's scythe. All right. And so that was 3 actions for Nyan Nyan. So she is done. She gets 1 wrath for killing that Dread Knight. And then the Tusk Raider is going to activate, and he is going to charge up here. So he's going to attack with plus 1 red, so it's 1 blue, 1 green, 1 red, plus 1 strength from the Death Scythe. So he's automatic with plus 1 strength from the Death Scythe. He's automatically killed both these creeps. So we'll take those creeps out of the picture. And then against the Dread Knight there, yep, he's killed him too. So he's dead. And where did I put the other one? Oh, over here. So the Dread Knights are dead. And with killing that Dread Knight, then he also gets a loot card. The loot card is a Bent Nail, +1 blue dice on strength and immune to attacks. I think that's probably a throwaway item. Another Explore card. This is the last one. Then we have one more card, and then Von Drac is out, so we're getting down there. So Brittle Bones. I don't feel good. So it's Trap, and it's going to give him Bane. We'll give him a Bane token. Alright, so that was 2 of his actions, and now he has 4 because of the fizzy beverage. And so he's going to do it again. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to hit the Necromancer for a hit, who will then remove that. Actually, you know what? We can say we can remove that one because that one's within 2. Sorry. The Necromancer is within 2 of this one as well, so we'll remove this one. That works a bit better for us. We can always, we're still playing within the rules there. And then the next one there is 2, and the Boneheads have an armor of 1. So 1, I only rolled a 1, but I get +1 for the death side. So that's him dead. That's this one dead from here. That one's removed. And I also got a potion and a heart, so he will take his potion back. He'll take his potion back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last guy there. That's a thing, yeah. And oh, and so I was also able to remove the Bane status from the thing, and then I'll heal the. That's for the heart now, so I will heal Yan Yan with that one, and so this one here is dead, and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to there. So he's approaching that final spawn point, but now that is summoning Von Drac. So now we have spikes +1 strength. +1 red strength. Well, it's there for now. We can decide on that after. So that was, he killed 3 minions, plus a guy there, plus is he going to take a potion? So now with the removal of the last card in the loot deck, this also means that Von Drac is coming out. So we're going to take Von Drac, and I always just like to put them at the far end of the thing. They just come in from there. Alternatively, all the heroes are there. You know, you can sometimes have them come on from that side. They're returning home from grocery shopping or something. So Von Drac's come on. He's wondering what all the ruckus is about. He sees a walrus charging into his throne room. So the walrus could take a potion. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that potion. Yeah, because you know what? They're just going to spawn back anyway. Well, no, they won't actually, because they would spawn. The rules would be that you would spawn back a full gang before you spawn back a partial gang. So this full gang of Dread Knights is coming back before the partials of the Boneheads. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just go all out here. He's going to drink his potion, and he's going to. Yeah, he's going to clobber that guy. Okay, so that Bonehead is gone. And now actually something I forgot here is the bone piles. So that one's a bone pile, and there's one there, and I think there's one underneath him, or how did that go? No, there was one here. There. Anyway, so he's in here, bone piles. There's one there. That one was killed from within 2. There's 3 dead. So one was there. So he has not moved yet. So he will go 1, 2, 3, kill off that bone pile, and then 4, 5. You know, Von Drack's coming in. There's no avoiding him now. So might as well just start coming in there and get ready to take out that spawn point. And so that will conclude the hero's turn. So they have the spikes. You know what? I think I am going to give that to Nyan Nyan. She's going to get rid of the Elvish bracelet. So we'll get rid of that. We'll put on the spikes. She needs some punch here. Right now, she's we're doing actually from that pitiful start where the heroes were trapped on the first tile to where they're at now, where they haven't used a princess coin and they're taking on Von Drack with no wounds. I think they're doing pretty well actually. And so bent nail +1 blue strength, so 2, and a wizard ring, which is +1 a star on armor. I am, you know what? I'm just going to leave those. Those aren't needed. They don't have any status effects. They don't have any wounds. They don't have any need for any of that. The Sister of Light can maybe use a yellow item, but that didn't come up. So the Walrus has all kinds of wrath on him, whereas Nyan Nyan only has 1, so he's probably going to be the center of attention now for the attacks. Now, like I said, with one spawn point still out, what's going to happen is Von Drack is going to do his action twice. So we'll do the creeps first, Von Drack, the minions and elites, and then Von Drack again. So whatever the card says. So we're going to look at the card, and the card is combo, move ×1, unique ×1, fight ×1. So we are going to start off with the guy here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's coming over to here, and then he's not unable to attack anything. And then we're going to move on Drack, and he, in this form, he moves 8. He moves 8. And so he has his ghastly vigor, where he's going to raise undead that are within 3. But I did stomp out that bone pile, so that was good. And oh, I'm getting that glare. The overhead light is killing me. And then Army of Bone. The ghastly vigor is going to give the +1 to the bonehead next to him. And then sweep 4 with the hypnotic gaze, so he's going to slow him. All right, so overall not too bad actually. I was expecting worse. So here we go. So Von Drack comes in. He's got a range of 4, so he's going to come to this side because he can have the same ability now with the Lookout Sir Arg. So as long as he's within 2 of the minion here, the minion and even the elites will take wounds for Von Drack. So any wound done to Von Drack will go to the bonehead first. So he's going to go there. He has 3 actions with a strength of 3. And he's going to attack the Walrus, the Tusk Raider. And so the Tusk Raider, let's move his wrath tokens. We know that he's the center of attention here. So the Tusk Raider, he has 2 red armor with +1 from the diamond helm and +1 star. So he has 3 red armor +1. So 3 attacks of 3. So that's 4, that's a save. And 3. So that's 3 saves. So Von Drack has failed to wound him. He does his so the hypnotic gaze is a sweep 4. So it would be the front 3 space in front of him up to 4 away. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and everything 4 spaces deep are within the thing of the hypnotic gaze. So he is slowed by the gaze of Von Drack, but that's fine. Even from there, he can hit that spawn point, so he's not concerned at all. And then we go on to the minions and the elites. So this Necromancer is going to come running back to help out Von Drack and go 1, 2, 3, So they have a range of 3. So 3, 2, 1, 0. So come to there. Actually, come there, because this one wants to stay close to Von Drac. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to come there. And so now the Necromancer is going to attack with a strength of 3 and 3 attacks. So the gets 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. And 2 plus 1, 3. So the Tusk Raider is unscathed. And now we have the spider. So the spider is going to spider's a movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't fit into the space. Can't fit into this. So the spider will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but can't fit into the space here because this space is unoccupiable. And even though it can squeeze into these spaces, it can't end its movement there because there's nowhere to fit its base, so it can't actually go there. So the spider's just going to come around. Oh, that's too bad too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you know what? I think the creep honestly should be here. I think I made a mistake. I think it was here. I think I bumped it. So it's there. So we're going to put the spider here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing if I can get both of them with their silk spinners, because the Tusk Raider's already slowed. So we're going to do that against Yan Yan then. She's going to be slowed as well. So she's slowed with the silk spinners. And the spider has a range of 3, so unable to reach the Tusk Raider. Oh, I guess, you know what, probably not going to want to go there anyway, because that's too many things in one spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just going to move the spider over here, and that's all it's going to do, because otherwise it's just going to be a begging for a big AoE attack. And then the Dust Mages, they have a movement of 5 and a range of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, so they'd have to be here. So I think they're going to just come over here and just start picking on Yan Yan. So they get 1 attack each, and they are doing their unique, so they're doing Bone Cold. So the Yan Yan, oh shit, I'm rolling this, but I don't even know what I'm rolling. 2 red plus 1 blue. 2 red plus 1 blue. That's Yan Yan now. 6, so she's good. And the second one is 2, just 2. So she's 2 red plus 1 blue for that is 2, and their strength is 3. So she is frozen. So she gets the frozen token, which means she cannot use her special abilities until that's gone. And she takes a wound. And like I said, at this point, the loot deck is already depleted, so we don't need to worry about throwing away loot anymore. This is that time has passed. Right now, it's just a case of getting rid of these status effects and things and keeping the heroes alive, and not making them waste all their princess coins. All right, and so that is it for the monsters. Yes, it is. So then we try. Now the Walrus did drink his potion, so he's going to roll a red dice now instead of the blue dice. The potion, so he is not going to even move to attack or try to attack any of his hero friends. So now we move the marker over to Sister of Light. She is going to activate first. She has the fizzy beverage and those things, so she is going to run on ahead And so she has a movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she wants to avoid this space here, which had the bone rot. So she could try to disarm it, but she's not, very dexterous. You need 2 stars with your dexterity to disarm the trap, and so she's not very good with that. So she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for her first action. No, that's not even her action, that's her movement. Then 1 action, 2nd action to here, and her 3rd action, she's going to do the cross attack. Now the cross attack is not marked as dangerous. Like you look here on Nyan Nyan where she has the skull and crossbones. That means it's dangerous, and that will affect even her friends. So the cross attack, the judgment, stupid glare, does not have any skull and crossbones there. So it's not a dangerous attack. It won't hurt her allies. So this one is only against those dust mages. So I'm going to hit both those dust mages, and she's rolling her strength, which is 2 red, and with a brass knuckles plus 1 blue. She rolls 1, and now, so that's not enough. They have an armor of, so when they're combined, like I'm looking here, it says 1 and 0. So when they're together, which they are, they're armor 1, but together they're 0. So now, because she's holy and they're undead, she can re-roll one of these dice. So she'll there she goes. So she's got the 1. So 1 is dead, and then she'll go, and she got 2 there, so I don't need to re-roll anything on that one. That one's dead. So that was her 4 actions, because it took 2 actions to move into position with sprinting, and then the last 2 actions to activate the Holy Judgment. And that gives her 2 loot, so a Wizard's Cowl and Itty Bitty Wings. So I don't think we need any of those, but that can maybe be good to get rid of some status effects. Okay, and then I will activate the Tusk Raider second. So the Tusk Raider is going to focus his attacks on that spawn point. So he has 4 attacks, or 4 actions anyway, because of the fizzy beverage. So he is going to do 1 blue, 1 green. And the death side adds +1 to his results. So +1 star to his strength result. 5, so that's 1 hit. 2, and the spawn point is armor 1. So with the +1 from the death side, that does hit. And a heart will get rid of. Let's get rid of Nyan Nyan's frost, and we'll get rid of Nyan Nyan's slow. He's feeling very generous today. So he got another heart, and that is the end of the spawn point, which means now Von Drac is, and the backlash on this did never come into effect because he hit every time. If he had missed any of the attacks, it would have done an automatic wound to him. So that's 3. So on his 3rd attack, then he's just going to attack Von Drac. 6 is 1 wound on Von Drac. Oh, no, the wound is not on Von Drac. The wound, because this minion is within 2 spaces of Von Drac, the minion takes the hit instead. I forgot about that. Okay, so that minion is gone. Alright, and that is it for the hero's turn. So they have, and he killed a minion, so we get another loot. So this is +1 strength. Sometimes +1 strength is better than an extra dice. So what does Nyan Nyan have? She has 3 blue with +2 automatic. That's pretty good. Dwarven Axe, Dwarven Helm. You know what? It's a set. How could you not go with a set, right? Let's try it. So we're going to go there. And then the Itty Bitty Wings and the Wizard's Cowl. I guess we will remove Nyan Nyan's wound and the slow token. So again, the heroes are looking good going into the new round. Von Drac is now down to his weakened state, so because all the spawn points have now been killed. So we move on to the monster turn. So we start off to see what the monsters are going to do. Turbo is just move ×2. So the monsters are just going to be moving into position, which is pretty easy. So Sorry, I didn't do the Wrath. And then, so she killed the 2 Dust Mages, and he just killed the 1 Bonehead. Oh, and the spawn point. So let me just refer back to the card. So spawn points, destroying a spawn point is 2. So the Tusk Raiders, again, the object of frustration and ire. So everything's going to be just moving around him. So the spider will come over here. These guys are going to come into here. And the grabby creep is going to come into there. So not much left to take out the heroes. And that was the extent of their move, so the heroes even got off lucky with that one. It was just a movement thing that was being done. So back to the hero phase, we're going to move this over to the Tusk Raider. He is going to, oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move things so that they are more within 2 of Von Drac. So we're going to move it more like that. So this way, Von Drac is more protected by his minions. And these wounds are still on the spider. That spider just won't die. Alright, so the... he realizes that he's going to need to get rid of these things if he's going to take down Von Drac. So let's start off with that spider. That spider could be a bit of a nuisance. So he has, again, he has 1 blue, 1 green, and he gets +1 from the side. That's 5, so the spider is dead. And that is a loot card. Silk gloves, +1 red dex. And then he's going to hit the skeleton behind him. Just get rid of that thing. With +1 on the thing that's automatically dead, so that's the second action. No loot card for that. And for his third, 1, 2, 3, he's got a range of 3. He's going to hit that bonehead, because again, no point in even hitting the neck. That's 3, so that kills the bonehead. Oh, so the bonehead's down there, and 1 more loot card, which is the sturdy cloak. Alright, and then the second person to activate will be, we'll do Nyan Nyan. So Nyan Nyan's going to come charging in, and she is going to use her movement of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then she's going to pounce on the Necromancer. So she gets her pounce attack. That way she gets a bit more movement and a +1 strength to it. So she's getting 2. She's getting a red, 3 blue, +2. So she gets a lot of hits and a heart. Nobody needs the heart. So that's 1 wound on the Necromancer. Then she'll attack again. This time with no heart. No red, because she's... And 2 + 2 is 4, which is going to put another wound on the Necromancer. So the Necromancer has 2 wounds. Takes 3 to kill the Necromancer. So the Necromancer's almost down. So again, Tusk Raider is the object of attention. Alright, so Bully. All commands target the hero with the least wrath. Move 1, fight 1. So they've had enough of fighting fair here. They're going to go after the Sister of Light. Oh, actually, no, I guess Nyan Nyan. She has no wrath either. So they're just going to try and work her over. So that bonehead was killed over here. Von Drac is going to fall back over here, and he's going to stay within range of the Necromancer, and he's going to lay some attacks into Nyan Nyan. So he has 3 attacks with strength 3. So he has Nyan Nyan has 2 red and a blue for the thing. So 3. So 3 is a safe, and third attack is very safe. So Von Drac is being highly ineffective. This is really unusual for a boss. Usually bosses really can tear apart the heroes. And then the Necromancer no longer has any boneheads to support her. So looking at her stats, she has 2 attack at range 3. So she will back up, still staying close to Von Drac. Back at 1 space over there, and Von Drac, still has to do the raise. So it's going to turn this back into a bone, rattle bone here. So that one gets turned back, and then Yan Yan is slowed. So they're both slowed from the hypnotic gaze of Von Drac. This would have been done last turn, and then this turn. I mean, it's not a huge deal because they don't need to go very far now. Yeah, so the Necromancer's attacking, so strength of 2 now, only 1 attack. So Yan Yan's rolling 2 red and a blue. And she's fine, no wounds. And then we can't forget the Tusk Raider. Tusk Raider rolls a 0. He's been very well behaved this game. And so now it goes back to the heroes. So it moves over to Yan Yan. So her activation first. And Von Drac still has not taken any wounds because we have to clear out those minions and such. So Yan Yan is going to she can move 2 spaces for sure. She's going to come into there, and she's going to attack the Necromancer first. So that's 3 blue, plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. That kills the Necromancer. And we will not see that Necromancer again. And that gives her the Witch's Hat. I forgot these treasures from last time. I'll just, I won't worry about those. So the Witch's Hat is plus 1 star to will results. And now she will attack the Rattlebone. Rattlebone's automatically killed with her strength bonuses that she has. So then she will use her next attack on Von Drac. She gets 1 plus 2 for her 2 items is 3. Von Drac's armor is 3, so he managed to resist her attack. And now we will activate the Sister of Light. She's going to come running in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she still has 3 actions. So 1 action, 2 actions, 3 actions, and 4 actions. She's going to come run there. So getting in on the action with Von Drac. She wants to see an end to this undead menace. Okay, and then we'll use the Witch's Hat. We'll discard that and we'll get rid of the slow token on the Walrus. And now it goes on to the monster turn, so we just have Von Drac left fighting against the heroes. And we get a card here, Griefer, Bully again. So attacking the one with the least. So he'll be attacking the Sister of Light. Very appropriate that the King of Undead should take offense to this holy woman. So he's got 3 attacks of strength 3. She has 3 blue armor plus a green. Is saved. Second attack is not saved, so a wound goes on to her. And third attack is not saved, so another wound on the Sister of Light. So she's got 2 wounds now. And yeah, I guess he could have moved back as well to actually, I guess, to here, and then he can make sure he's putting a slow token on her with his hypnotic gaze. There's nothing for him to raise, and there's no undead for him to invigorate. Back to the heroes. We're going to move this over to the Sister of Light. She's going to come charging in. half movement means she can move 3, but she only needs to move like 2 spaces to get to Von Drack. So she's got him there, and she's going to attack him. So she's got 2 red plus a blue, and she can re-roll. She can re-roll 1 dice. She rolled a 3, so she will re-roll this red dice. 4, so she's done a wound to Von Drack. So that's 1 of 8 wounds done to Von Drack. Her second attack is a hit. That's a second wound. Third attack, 2 red. I'll re-roll that. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one I re-roll. I need a 2 on this or a 3 on this, so it's a 1 in 6 chance either way. No, so that's a miss, and then the last attack. Only chance. No, so that missed. Okay, so she did 2 wounds to Von Drack, and then we will move in the Walrus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming behind, and he's going to just do 3 attacks. So blue and a green plus 1. Okay, hits for a third, and then second attack. 2 plus 1 is 3 is a miss. And third attack is a miss, and fourth attack is a miss. So Von Drack has taken 3 wounds, not quite to half. When they get to half, we do a timeout, and Von Drack will disappear, remove all things, and then bring out a bunch of minions, and then we'll start over again. Okay, so now let's see what Von Drack's going to do for an attack. So we reveal, and we have hardcore, move 1, unique 1, fight 1, and then spawn. So there we go. We're going to see Von Drack now turning into Nocturne. This may get hopefully a little more interesting, because once the heroes got a foothold, they really just kind of started rocking things. Got a little easy for them. I was really worried for them at the beginning there. All right, so you do them in order. So Von Drack is going to move, and targeting the one with the most wrath. So it was the Tusk Raider, no, the Sister of Light, and then the Tusk Raider. And the Sister of Light did more wounds than the thing, so we'll see she's the one with the most wrath. So he will move over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, targeting her there. So move his wounds over with him. Move his wounds over there. Keep it with him. And then he's going to target the Sister of Light. So strength 3, she has 3 blue plus a green. That's a wound. So that's 3 wounds on her. Wow, she's rolling very poorly. That's a 4th wound. 1 more and she is dead. And the 3rd one. That's it, folks. Wow. Just like that, Von Drack has killed the Sister of Light. So I just put a little token there to indicate the spot where she died, and we're going to have to use one of our princess coins to bring her back again. Okay, but that status effect will be removed from her. She's no longer slowed. So that was the sudden turn of events. And so then that was his attack. There's nothing else he's doing as Von Drack, whereas he is supporting his undead units. So then we go on to the next one, which is fight, which he's done. So he move, uniques, fight, and then spawn. So now he's going to turn into Nocturne. So now he's the giant vampire bat. So now as Nocturne, let's just get a look at this one here. So it's Nocturne. So now he's strength 6, armor 4, range 4. So he's much stronger. And Feast, if he inflicts a wound, he may remove wounds. He's much tougher as Nocturne. So the hero's better hope that he turns back into Von Drac. Oh, and I'm just reading here that Von Drac is a blood drinker, and so if he inflicts at least one wound during a fight command, he removes one token at the end of the command, so at least one. So I'm going to remove 2 tokens, because he did one this turn and one the previous turn. So he's taking that. Now, Nocturne's even worse. So Nocturne, every time he does his feast action, he's removing a single wound token. So he's going to do that too. Keeping the wounds on Von Drac is going to be a little tougher. Alright, so now we move it to the Tusk Raider. Now we're going to use the Princess Coin during the power-up phase of the hero, so the Sister of Light can't come back just yet. So the Tusk Raider is going to try and put some hurt onto Nocturne now. Nocturne is tougher, so it has an armor of 4. So we have a blue, a green, +1 from the death side. So 3 + 1 is 4, not enough. Second attack, not enough. Third attack, that's a 6, that is enough. So that's a wound on Nocturne. And last attack. That's 3 + 1 is 4, not enough. Woof. Okay. Nyan Nyan is going to just move in and lay on with those attacks. So 3 blue +2. 3 blue +2. 0. That's 4. Oh, I'm going to re-roll that. I don't know which. That's nothing. And third. Okay, and then should have done that pounce. So nothing. We only did 1 wound that turn. And now during the power-up phase, we're going to remove the token here for the Sister of Light. We're going to spend one of our Princess Coins. So that goes away. And so we have 2 Princess Coins. So that one plus my Princess Coin there. And we bring the Sister of Light back into the action. She comes back at full wounds, all status tokens removed, and she's good. If we lose these 2 coins and then somebody else dies again, then that's it. Then the heroes have lost. And actually now it's looking a bit, now that Nocturne is out, it looks like the heroes have a much tougher opponent than they had in Von Drac himself. So now we go on to the monster phase. Oh, not loot cards. So there we go. So rush, move ×2, and fight. So Nocturne doesn't need to move. Nocturne is going to go. The only one who did a wound on him was the Walrus. So we're going to move him over there and attack. So he has armor of 2 red plus 3 red +1, and Nocturne has a strength of 6. So, all right, well that's 7. So first attack and 3 attacks. 3, 4 +1 is 5. So that's a wound. And it's going to be a wound off of Nocturne for Feast. And that's another wound. Okay, so for the Feast action, Nocturne lost a wound. And then because Nocturne's also a blood drinker, loses 1 wound at the end of the round. So Nocturne's now up to full health again. So the heroes had better hope that Von Drac comes back, because I don't think they can deal with this one. So that was 2 wounds on the thing. And now we have to see if the Walrus is going to go. He's going to go nutso, and he's going to come back here and attack the Sister of Light. So the Sister of Light has 3 blue and a green armor. Rolls 3, 4, and the attack from the thing is 1 blue, 1 green, +1. 4, 4, so it's a tie. Oh, she will 4. No, that is a wound on the Sister of Lights because it was +1. Okay. Yikes. And on to the heroes again. We're moving on to Nyan Nyan. And she is going to go over here and do a pounce. So she's getting the 3 blue plus a red. So she's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with her bonuses. So that puts a wound back onto Nocturne. And she gets a heart as well, so she's going to heal the wound that was just put onto the Sister of Light. She is going to just try and attack one more time, I suppose. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Not enough to get through Nocturne's armor. And who's my stronger attacker now? I'm going to go with the Tusk Raider. So he's going to do a blue-green +1. That's it. He's done a wound. Second attack. Not enough. Third attack. Not enough. And fourth attack. 3 plus 1 is 4. His armor is 4. Not enough. We need that Sister of Light to get her potion back so she can make the Tusk Raider holy. And now it goes back to Von Drack. So he's doing hack and slash, move 1, fight 1. So Nyan Nyan did the wounds on him this turn, so he's going to do the attacks on her. So Nyan Nyan has 2 red and a blue versus strength 6. 1 wound. Oh, and a save. 2 wounds. So there's 2 wounds on Nyan Nyan. And that means Von Drack is back up to full health again. So this is going to probably go back and forth now for a while, and somebody's going to have to break the tie. Maybe what we'll have to do is just survive long enough to see Von Drack turn back into the human form, the vampire form, not the bat. All right, and Tusk Raider, he's fine. He's not going to attack anybody this turn. And go back to the heroes. So Sister of Light is the first to activate. She's going to run up here. She's going to attack. So she gets 2 red plus a blue and a reroll. So reroll the red. It's not enough. And then, you know what? She's going to go over here and she's going to open that chest for her second action. Cursed Talisman +1 green armor. Oh, but it's kind of got like a built-in bane. You discard the highest result. That's pretty awful. That's terrible. I guess she's going to move back towards Von Drack again. Alright, and then over to the Walrus. Just attack again. Blue and green +1. 3 plus 1 is 4. No, I need to beat a 4. No. Oh. Jeez Louise, he's rolling terribly now. Alright, and Von Drack. Fight ×1. Okay, so he will fight. Well, the Walrus did the most attacks against him this turn, so we'll do that. So 2 red, 3 red +1. That's 1 wound. No. And 1 wound. So 1 wound on the Tusk Raider. Then the Tusk Raider moves 1 space and attacks the Sister of Light. So blue and a green, +1. He's rolling, that was a blank, so that's 2. And so the Sister of Light is rolling 3 blue and a green. And she takes another wound from him. Wow, this is not good. Alright, this is getting a bit frustrating now. Alright, so first to activate is Nian Yan. She's going to do the pounce attack. So she pounces over here. And so then that's 3 blue, red, +2. So that's a hit, definitely a hit. And she's going to heal a wound from the Tusk Raider with that heart. And puts 1 wound onto Von Drac. So that's 1-2 actions. Then she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Then she's going to go here. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then she has 1 more action, so she'll go 1, 2 to there. I think that I want to go try checking out that chest. At this point, trying to get an advantage maybe by a magic item could be a way to take down Von Drac. Then the second activation, we will do the Sister of Light. So she... Oh no, she's already gone. She's already gone. And we're just going to chuck away that thing. We're going to use that to heal a wound from the Sister of Light. Okay, and on to Von Drac. So the only one who did a wound was Nian Yan. So he has a movement of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a range of 4. So he's down here chasing after her. And attacks. She has 2 red and a blue. Need to be a 6. Oh, she saved that one. So 1, and so his wound is healed. And the third. 3, 4, 5. Not quite enough. No pluses there. No, just for her strength. Okay, so she takes 1 more wound. So she's at 3. She has +1 strength from her heart-shaped locket, so she has 6. So she's down to half now. Alright, next up is the Tusk Raider. End of the Tusk Raider's attack. He moves 2 spaces, so he's attacking the Sister of Light again. And he rolls 3, +1 is 4. And she rolls 3 blue plus a green. So she's safe from the attack. Alright, so Tusk Raider, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, so 1 action to move up and 2 actions to attack. He's rolling a blue and a green. +1. No. Second attack. No. No. So then Nian Yan is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here, and then use her pounce action to go here. Actually, no, 6. 1 action. 2 action. And let's see what that is. So she's opening that chest. And that chest is a Cloak of Wards, +1 armor, green, and nothing can penetrate my so immune to status effects. So maybe Nian just needs to run away. I don't know. Okay, so we'll give that to the Tusk Raider. And that's it for treasures. And so Von Drac is going to Griefer. All targets the hero with the least wrath. So Nian Yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just going to come up to here, and he's going to start picking on her. So she's got 3 blue. No. 2 red and a blue. No, there's 1 wound. 2 wounds. 2, 3, 4. That's 3 wounds. So Yan Yan is dead. Alright, so now we're seeing the true strength of Von Drak. You know, it's not so much in his Von Drak form, it's in that nasty Nocturne form. Nocturne is ripping them apart. And then the Walrus is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sister of Light is thankfully out of range. We go on to Nyan Nyan, who's dead, so we're just going to skip her turn, go to Sister of Light. Sister of Light is going to come up here, and she's going to, I guess, just heal up the Tusk Raider with her healing abilities. And that's all we can do. Oh, you know what? I remember. I forgot about this treasure vault. Anyway, too bad. Snooze, you lose. Alright, and then Von Drak, what's he doing? Lag, fight times 1, so he's not going to move, he's just going to maybe just keep tearing into the body of oh, no, because at the end of my power phase, she comes back. Nyan comes back. So she's back again. So Von Drak is just going to have some more fun with her. So 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3 wounds. So she's pretty messed up again. So we're down to our last princess coin. And Yan Yan is getting beaten up again by Von Drak, and the other heroes are far away from helping. So now it is the Tusk Raiders' turn. Oh, I guess, no, last turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2. He still had 2 attacks. So I'm going to rewind that a bit because I forgot to do his attacks. I moved the Sister of Light forward. I forgot to do the Tusk Raider. So blue green plus 1. So that's 3, 4. No, I need to roll higher than that. No, I had 2 attacks. Okay, so now we go into the Tusk Raider. He's going to get his full barrage of attacks. Come on, Tusk Raider, you can do this. No. No. And no. Oh boy. And then I think I'm going to go with Nyan Nyan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just move her over to here. Just run away from Nocturne. Alright, so let's see what we have here. We have Rush, move times 2, and fight 1. So we're going to just pick on the Tusk Raider, who now has 2 red, 1 green plus 1 for armor against Nocturne strength of 6. That's 1 wound, so that is gone. 2, and so that's 2 wounds on the Tusk Raider. Now, what's really a good idea is to try and get status effects onto the bosses and stuff, and that's how you. But I don't have anything like that. Like I've got. Okay, so we're starting off with Nyan Nyan, and you know what? I think to heck with it. One way or the other, we have to end this. So she's going to go 1, 2. She's going to pounce here, and 3 blue and a red plus 2, and it's a complete flub. And then attack twice more. No, and absolutely not. And then we'll move the Sister of Light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay, she's going to come into here, and she has 2 actions left. She's going to do, so she ran across into there, and she's going to do her judgment attack. So she's going to do 2 red, a blue. This is cross 4, but not dangerous. But if it works, it's actually going to hex Von Drack, which is going to make it harder for him to hit us. So that's going to make it a little easier. I think it lowers his strength by 1. 2 red, a blue, just a reroll. And that's 6. So that's a hit. That is a wound. So Von Drack is now hexed as well. And that's, like I'm saying, that's going to make a big difference in the thing. Let me just confirm what that means. Yeah, so that means that Von Drack is going to have -1 strength. Alright, so that's the hero's turn. So the only one who hurt was the Sister of Light. Let's see what Von Drack is doing. Move, unique, and fight. So he's not going to need to do any of those. So unique, he's doing the unique instead, actually. So he's not going to do the feast, but still as a blood drinker, he's going to get his wound back. If he inflicts a wound, but it's only a strength 5 now. I mean, only. But dead cold, wave 3. Everybody's going to get a frost attack. So so they're all getting hits. So let's do each hero. So we'll do Nyan Nyan with 2 plus a blue. She's wounded. And then the Sister of Light, 3 blue plus a green. She's wounded. And then the Tusk Raider with 2 red, a green plus 1. And he's wounded. Alright, and they're all frozen too, so they can't use their special abilities. So let's crack on here and see what happens. We move the token over. Oh, so that was the first of his attacks, and so he still has 2 more activations. So he's going to attack the Sister of Light. She has 3 blue and a green. So wounded and not wounded. Okay, so she takes 1 more wound, and then move on to the Tusk Raider. Oh, so the Tusk Raider does, and 2 blue, a green, 2. She has 3 blue and green, so she's not wounded by the attack. The Sister of Light is going to just do her attacks. 2 red and a blue with a reroll. So 4. Man, I would love a +1 on her. Go. That's a wound. That's 1. We'll just put Von Drack right here. So he's got 1. No. No. Oh, 1. That is a wound. Sorry, I forgot about her reroll. So, second attack is a hit. Third attack is a hit. And fourth attack. Reroll that. Is a hit. Magnificent. Alright, so that is actually 4 wounds in 1 turn against Nocturne, which is something we really needed here. So Nocturne has been wounded, so what happens is, flies away, flies off the board, and comes back down again, 10 spaces away from the heroes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and surrounded by minions. So we put 1 spawn point of minions around them again. and you carry on in such a manner. So that's the timeout effect. All the heroes against Von Drac are affected by hypnosis, so they are all slowed. And you would continue on the fight until its conclusion. So if you're interested, I will include a separate video. I'm not going to do this one anymore because it's been going on for a while. You have an idea now how this would fight. This would play to its conclusion. So it sort of seesawed back and forth. So it looked like the heroes weren't going to make it off the first tile, and once they got their foothold, then they kind of steamrolled through. But once Von Drac came out, especially once he transformed into the Nocturne, then the heroes just kind of got their butts handed to them. But now the heroes have managed to put their fourth wound onto Nocturne, so now Nocturne cannot heal back up past 4, nor can Von Drac. So there's 4 more wounds left, and that was the Tusk Raider and the Sister of Light going. So now it'll be the monster's turn, and we'll take it from there. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Let me take you to my final thoughts for this video.
Well, that game went late last night, so I am actually filming this ending now the next day, but that was quite a match. This is one reason why I love the Lootimeter mode so much, whether it's arcade mode or classic style. It always comes down to this kind of thing, where it just seems that the heroes have this great lead at the beginning, they kind of find a stumbling block, and then they can sometimes pull it out in the end, but even in this one, they looked like they were going to steamroll over Von Drac, but once he turned into Nocturne, then it was a whole different story. So now with this timeout and the minions coming back, it may look like the heroes are in for a lot more trouble. However, it's not going to be a cakewalk for them by any means. But this also means that they're going to be getting more loot, and the Sister of Light sure could use one more loot card to help boost her a bit. And then we have the other heroes as well can maybe get some other loot, which is going to be more beneficial to them. So what's going to happen? I don't know. It's anybody's game. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you are interested in seeing the ending, I will be posting the ending a little bit after, shortly after. I will finish up this game and record that if you're interested. Otherwise, I think you've got a good sense now of how the Lootimeter mode plays in the arcade style. If you have any questions, leave me a message in the comment section below. But until next time, I'm Craig Thompson with the Board Game Teacher saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with